A little bit less congested field is probably the best way to describe it. And it was a real shame for Matt Rees and the University of Bath team that pre-qualifying fire actually caused them a little bit of damage in the build-up. But we'll now go to Chris Boyd for the press conference.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the podium press conference for the SES TT0. Our podium this afternoon in third place for Mugen, Lee Johnston. Our runner-up for the University of Nottingham, Daley Matheson. And our winner for Mugen is Michael Rutter. And let's go to Lee first. In the opening split, you were right with Michael and Daley, and then a little bit of drama.
Yeah, to be fair, the Mugen guys have been working really hard all week. Michael had a little problem in the middle of the week, and that cut us short on any practice and stuff. And they actually flew some parts over from Japan and stuff to get the bike out today. So massive effort on their part to even get us on the line. So yeah, when the chain came off, thanks to the two guys up at the bungalow, whoever they are, they one held the bike and the other gave me a hand to get it on the front sprocket and stuff. So yeah, I wanted just to get back to try and get finished for the Mugen guys, if nothing else. We
were hearing rumours of a broken frame earlier in the week on one of the bikes, so that may well have been the problem. But you were over 170 miles an hour down the Sulby Straight.
Yeah, obviously my head's not as big as Michael's, so the draft's a little bit less. So other than that, no, it was good. The bike's absolutely flying. This was the first time we actually run it on full power and stuff, so it was a little bit tricky in the first part of the lap just to get used to that, and then once I got comfortable, it was good, and we were getting a good run over the mountain until that point. So.
And obviously joining into the Mugen team that's so well established, but more with Bruce and John to come into that setup that is well established must be a nice feeling.
Yeah, obviously Michael and myself tested the bike and stuff, and the Japanese are very into testing and stuff, but when you had two people like John and Bruce on the bike beforehand, it was always going to be really good. So yeah, the bike really hasn't changed a whole lot as far as setting wise goes, just obviously the development and the battery and the motor to make it that bit faster, but as a chassis and a package, the bike's amazing, thanks to John and Bruce.
And just while we've got you, it's your third TT podium, the other two both coming in 2015. Just give us a summary of how your week's gone so far.
I don't think I can say that word on the TV, but yeah, we've been struggling, to be honest. This morning Super Sport race was no fault of the bike whatsoever. I just couldn't get going, I couldn't get into rhythm, and I had enough toes come past me to latch onto, and I just couldn't get my head into gear. So my fault totally on that one, and the Padge's bike was working amazing. So big thanks to the whole team.
Congratulations on your podium.
Thank you.
Daley, it's another visit to the podium, third one, and the best yet, second place.
Yeah, I mean, getting on the podium is always fantastic, but what we're doing is trying to strive to get the faster lap time, you know, and obviously with our lap time last year was good enough to put us in third place. I think this year we've done ourselves justice, you know, and I was hoping that we'd have been up there near the 120 mile an hour mark, and I thought after the problems that they'd had through the week, they wouldn't have gone quite as quick as they did. And to be fair, if they hadn't done, then we would have won the race. You know, I went under the last lap record previous, and yeah, just I threw everything out there. Like these guys, we had a few problems through the week. You know, the Nottingham University boys put the hours in like you wouldn't believe. You know, they've got the help of the Worth Electronics guys there, and the Borg Warner guys that have been helping with the controller. So we've been up to Derby testing, trying to get the thing, you know, dialed in. We've had K-Tech working on the chassis, so the thing's starting to handle properly now, you know, as a normal sort of bike would do. So yeah, we were a little bit unsure on how we were going to get on in the race, but as soon as I got, you know, a couple of miles in, I just sort of got the head down and made her have it, really, just give her everything I had. And I could sort of see Lee in the distance and kept getting glimmers of hope. And when I seen one of the bikes pull down at the bungalow, I was sort of hoping it would be Michael, because I knew he would obviously, I couldn't quite see him, you know, so I was thinking if it's Michael then I can still see Lee, then we might be in for a shout. But, you know, second place, I'm still over the moon with that. It's one step higher than it was last year.
And you've broken the 19-minute barrier, 18 minutes 58.6, 119.294.
Yeah, just not quite in the 120, but I'm over the moon. You know, I'm really proud of that lap time. I think the electric class comes under a lot of scrutiny, and obviously with the fire that was in the paddock and one thing and another, and you know, a lot of people asking how good of a race it really is. But now that we've got another manufacturer up there fighting with the Mugen guys, I think it's made it a lot more of a race, don't you?
And the fact that you're working with this team all the year round makes a difference.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I work with the Nottingham boys throughout the European Championships as well, and they build a new bike from scratch every year. You know, you can't say enough for how hard the boys work. You know, so I'm just glad that they stick with me and keep putting me out there. And I keep trying to prove to them that I'm worth it, you know, and hopefully today they've seen that, and will continue for next year as well.
Absolutely, many congratulations. And Michael, never mind the 120 mile an hour, up to 121.824.
Yeah, you know, it was drummed into me before I set off. You know, they wanted the lap time out of me and Lee, and like I say, we've had a hard week, and you know, fair play to Mugen. They've been out there and flying stuff here and there, and it was a sleepless night last night, I've got to say. You know, there's bits where I was thinking, oh, I've got to stand up here and take the weight off of the bike here, because it's all development stuff, and every time you go quicker you find something new, and that's what the beauty of the TT is about. You know, trying something different, and Mugen really pulled it off today. You know, I was slow through a few bits where we were talking about, me and Lee, we were just going to be a bit careful, and my chain was jumping over the mountain as well, you know, and I was thinking, just try and be smooth as we can, you know, and those Mugen bikes are absolutely beautiful, you know, and they're all coming along electric bikes, and well done to everyone.
Yeah, you were 11 seconds inside John McGuinness's lap record sector splits to Ballaugh. You were 166.9 miles an hour down the Sulby Straight, and you were 8 seconds inside his sector time off of the climb of the mountain alone.
Yeah, you know, like the bikes come on, you know, nothing against John other than, you know, he's been eating a lot of pies lately. But, you know, we always take the mickey out of each other, and we have some good laughs. And it'd be good to get Bruce on there and John on there and Lee, and we'll all have a go together. And like everyone's coming on, you know, all these electric bikes are moving on, and it'd be good to, you know, get a lot more in the race. And because when you're out there, it's like such a long lap, and you know, you're travelling so quick, you know, and they're not hanging around these bikes. It's quite scary.
In that sense, compared to, say, a lightweight, and they're now, I think, ahead of the lightweight lap record, how does the riding style compare?
It's the thing is, like, you know, we were saying before, we've done one lap of practice on this bike, and you know, we thought we were going to get 5, and Lee had the job going out there to Japan to test it, and we went out at Derby, you know, and did a few laps, but you can't do anything without going around the track. You know, you need to go around the TT circuit to understand more. Now I've learned so much more. You know, you could go quicker again. It's just every lap's a learning curve, especially with these bikes, with the people as well back at Mugen. You know, setting it up differently. You know, the bikes are moving on so much more than, you know, when John and Bruce rode them. You know, it's every year there's something new out. And
it's a 6th TT win. You won this race in 2011, 12 and 13. It must be a nice feeling to come back and get it again.
Yeah, you know, it's nice. You know, poor old Michael Sears, you know, we jumped on that bike years ago, and we just beat John back then a few years ago. I think it was 13, and yeah, just to win on the Mugen as well now, it's brilliant.
Many congratulations. Our podium in today's SES TT0. In 3rd place, Lee Johnston. Our runner-up, Daley Matheson. Now a 6-times TT winner, Michael Rutter.
Thank you.
Press conference, and we haven't heard the thoughts from Ramsey Hairpin of Roy Moore, and we'll bring in once again Dave Christian.